Hello world and welcome to Tinkering Loyalty. Today we are going to discuss how to convert ideas into strategies. But first, hi, my name is Renato Carboni and I'm a loyalty strategist from Brazil, now living in Portugal. You can find all about me or Tinkering Loyalty at the description. Let's get to it. To start our challenge on how to convert ideas into strategy, we need first to position ideas as the point of origin to any strategy. So once we face a challenge or we have something that we want to accomplish, the first thing that we do is we brew up some ideas on how we can solve it. As soon as we have the first idea or the idea that we think has some value, we face our main enemy, communicating this idea to any person. So when we do it, in order for us to print our idea into something tangible for others, we will have to convert this idea into a sign, a signifier, so that it gets signified. This is part of communication challenges. That's not the focus for now. But once we do it, once we pitch our idea to someone, an image gets formed. We are going to do this. So now, the only way we can start designing this strategy is from the end to the beginning. That's why I'm saying it's our worst enemy. Starting from the end to the beginning necessarily means that we will probably create connections in order to make our idea work. And those connections are not necessarily the most relevant approaches we could take to solve our original problem. So that's why today I'm sharing with you a framework that will help us try to rely less on restarting and revamping once our idea is out there and we see that some pieces are not connecting correctly, so we need to restart or we need to revamp it. We believe that tinkering it is the best approach, and that's the source of our brand's name also. So this idea of tinker is, let's get all the small pieces around our challenge, let's make it visible so that we can build something that can accommodate all of those issues or not, but then it will be clear to us what are we adding for the moment and what we need to add in the future. So here is the framework that we use. It is based on the business model canvas, but we call it a loyalty canvas, where we have this structure where we will, and normally in a workshop, we will collaborate with other stakeholders in this challenge to put all of our ideas or needs into this one paper so that we can contemplate what will be the end solution. So now it's not the time to say we will do a membership club, they will accumulate points. This is not the time to think on the end solution. This is the time to create together a map that shows everything that we want to accomplish. This map ideally would start with purpose. It would ideally start with a vision that we have for our brand. But if not, the most common thing is starting from the business goals. So what are the things that we are trying to accomplish on our relationship strategy? We want to retain consumers. We want to know who our consumers are. We want to sell more. A lot of things could be put here in the business goal agenda. But since we are not starting with purpose, let's not start with business goal also. Let's start with the target audience. So I have those two post-its just to signify that you should have this printed and you should use post-its, or you should use an online tool to do that, like a Miro board or similar platforms. And you will say, we want to discuss with the end consumer, but qualify this end consumer. They are married or not, they are women, they are men, it doesn't matter. But if it matters, create different post-its for each of them. and then move to the next column. So it's always from the end to the beginning. Curiously, the framework is from the end to the beginning, but actually it is not. Move to the next column and discuss what are the behaviors. Behaviors are measurable actions we want to influence, or we want that our audience to perform. So we want them to buy our product. We want them to buy our product again. We want them to buy a different segment of our product. We want them to share that he or she uses our products. We can want a lot of things, and we should put all those ideas here. What are the behaviors that we expect from our target audience? So if you have two different target audiences, you will also use the post-its to say this is for the yellow audience, these are the yellow behaviors. For the green audience, these are the green behaviors, and similar things. Next step is discussing the benefits. So us as a brand want them, our target audience, to change current behaviors. So once they do it, what are the possible benefits we could associate to that new behavior? The easiest approach is always, let's put some rewards there. Let's put a cashback, a discount voucher, points, whatever. You can do that as well. But I always recommend that you first look into your own brand. What can be different in your brand experience with your target audience if they perform the behaviors you expect? Could you share more knowledge on your products? Could you share more insights about the brand? Could you give him or her early access to things on your brand that are not broadly offered? Because you can't do it for everyone, but you could do it for the ones that are moving closer to you. Now you can look at the behaviors and benefits and cross that with the business goals. So refresh your business goals ideas upon contemplating what you have created here. And then you can fill the other blocks here. Let me read with you. So channels, how are you going to communicate this to them? Strategic partners. Do you need softwares? Do you need platforms? Do you need the retailer to also be part of this so that you could accomplish your goals? So list all the strategic partners that are needed and mandatory for make this work. What are the internal resources? So you have the idea. This is growing into a strategy, but you will necessarily need different areas in your company or specific people that they work with you, but they are not on board in this initiative. So what are the internal resources that you need to bring closer so this could work? And then what will be the investments? Normally you could have a budget, or if you don't have a budget, based on what you are seeing right now, what do you feel that this could cost to put this in motion? Most of my customers don't know how to assess this cost and needs help on what will be the investments. And we can help on that, but this is a separate subject. And revenues. What are the expected revenues from this approach? I'm not saying return of investment. I'm saying if upon putting this into the world, can we expect some revenue from it? For example, there's a third partner that's going to put money in it to get access to your community, or they need to pay to be loyal, and we have some videos on that as well. So are you generating revenue through this model? The answer doesn't need to be yes, but if it is, it's important for you to accommodate this in order for you to move into the strategy part. So this framework can be used, and ideally with the other stakeholders, and you do it together. So you write your ideas, the other stakeholders will write theirs, and you will start piling it up together. If it's a duplicate, I want them to purchase, and the other guy also wants that. You just need to have one post-it, but it could be ranked up. This is the framework I use with the brands in order for us to face the challenge together, in order for us to have the same view of what are the issues that we need to tackle on your relationship strategy. This is not the moment to have the final idea on how to solve it. This is for us to put all the ideas in one page. And as a bonus here, and for us to complete today's video, once I have that framework filled, what I like to create in order for me to have this as a reference so I can start designing the strategy is a one-page summary of all that we've gathered. So what's our purpose? Now, with everything that we have collected, is the moment for us to try to write a purpose that makes sense for the brands and for the audience. This is very important before moving forward. So what's our purpose? This is the elevator pitch where you explain why are you going to do this? Great. And then you are going to do this because you are going to solve these business needs. You are going to reach for these business goals with these audiences, changing these behaviors through these channels with these internal resources and strategic partners. You will need this amount of investment and you could potentially get or also bring these revenues. And then what are the end results? The strategy is purely based in what's the expected result. And the expected result is not coming from the consultant. It's not coming from an external partner. You need to make it clear what is your business result. What is the return of investment that you expect from this strategy, because the strategy will change regarding on your expected business result. So if you want to double the current amount of users you have, a strategy will be designed specifically towards that goal, using all the other needs that you have if they are relevant to your objective. So it's not the agency, consultant, or solution provider that's going to say to you, a loyalty strategy can give you 10%, 20% return. You need to set your return and look for a partner that will design a strategy to help you get there. And then we can discuss in time length and whatever. Okay, that's all for today. I hope these frameworks are relevant to you. I currently don't have a website so that you can download it and be part of my newsletter, but please send me a DM and I'll send you these slides to help you start it. Okay? Obrigado.